I think Robert really assembled such great people, and just people that were really, really specific that you also wouldn't necessarily put together. And I think um, the sequel as well, it's just, I don't know, to see John Malkovich with Tony Hopkins to me that's really kind of exciting. So just the mix of people I think is really great. In the sequel, it feels like Sarah's given more chances to be one of the guys, one of the gang, and she continually fails, and until she doesn't, and that's the funnest part for me of the story is because she tries, she's so ingenuous and so earnest, really, and so wants to be one of them and wants adventure. And so I think it's when she fails so, you know, drastically that she's her most charming, probably. Sarah's in some ways the most logical because she's the most removed from this world, so she kind of sees things the way a real person would. To her, it's like, wow, you don't keep dead bodies in your freezer, you know? So, and there generally needs to be someone like that in this kind of movie, and often that person ends up being the foil for comedy, but also it's just, it's good to have the voice of reason somewhere. Well, Bruce Willis, I mean, he's such a macho image, and it's so funny because to me he's so sweet, and he's such a good father, and he's so invested in his daughters, and that comes before everything. And he completely changes if you ask him about one of his daughters, um, and he's so prepared, and he has great ideas. And just the other day we shot something. He had a great idea that changed everything that we were doing, and so he can be very inventive and such a generous spirit. This sweet man. Probably one of the greatest, I don't know, greatest times I've had acting in a movie was the car chase that I got to do with him in Paris. Those days in the car, being locked in a car with John Malkovich to me is like a dream. And he was always my hero, kind of, as an actor. And I feel like he changed American theater, really. And I always aspired to be him and be like him. And he's just so wonderful to work with. He's so available, and we kind of come from a similar discipline in a way. So um, he's just so fun to be around, and he's so polite and elegant and weird and wonderful, and he's one of the strangest, most wonderful mixes of qualities in a man that you can imagine. Helen has an enormous humility, which is really, really nice, because I think some people, when they meet her, they're sort of, in awe a little bit. She comes with such a pedigree, and she's so revered, and rightly so. But she kind of doesn't. She makes you forget that right away because she has such a sense of humor about herself and such a humility and a way of putting people at ease and communicating. And she's just kind of what you would want her to be, actually. I think it was pretty clever to have Catherine in the movie because she just sort of lends it a certain sophistication and polish, and it's everything that Sarah is not and can't be, even if she gives it that attempt. She gives it a good attempt, but so I think it makes for a great contrast, and she has that kind of effortlessly. She just sort of exudes that old world. She's very glamorous and without trying to be, without it's not that it's not off-putting. It's just she just sort of naturally has that. I don't think there's any stand-in for Paris. I think I can't imagine if we'd done that scene, green screen, what it would be. You don't have to do anything when you walk out in the middle of the square there and you can see the Eiffel Tower. It's just a city that's so, it's magical. It's Paris, and there really isn't a stand-in for that. And you can fake certain things, street corners and cafes and things like that, but that kind of shot, it was a real gift for us to be able to actually stand there and use it. It was really a luxury.